Officials from the Biden administration, including the White House, repeatedly pressured our teams for months to censor COVID-19 content, including humor and satire. Did it happen, Mr. Mayo?
Chair, I would love to be sitting here talking about online privacy, but I'm here talking about what's happening on the streets.
Mark Zuckerberg lying to the committee when he said that?
I'm not here to speak about that.
Well, here's how it
works. I wish I was, but I'm here to speak about the most significant threat to free speech. Mr.
Price, let me ask.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to America Wake. I'm Wilson. You just watched a clip that really gets to the heart of one of the biggest issues facing America today: free speech. What immediately stood out to me was how simple Jim Jordan's question was. He wasn't asking for a long explanation. He wasn't asking for a speech. He wanted a direct answer. Did government officials pressure social media companies to censor speech or not? No matter where you fall politically, that's a question worth asking. If government officials are influencing what Americans can see, say, or share online, that affects everyone. As we watch this hearing, pay attention to how the discussion moves from social media censorship to government pressure, and even to examples of people facing consequences for expressing religious views. Before we jump in, make sure you like this video, subscribe to America Wake, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Also, let me know in the comments, should government officials have any role in influencing what content gets removed online? Now let's watch the full video.
Mr. Mayo, did the Biden administration censor people?
I'm sorry, thank you for your question. I'm here to talk about what's happening in Minnesota.
A simple question, did they do it?
On the
previous administration censor American speech? You're from the ACLU, you should care about that too.
We do care about free speech, but what I'm talking about here today is the most significant threat to free speech.
I got that. You said that every time the Democrats ask you a question. I want to know, did the previous administration censor American speech?
Chair, this is not, what is happening in Minnesota is not normal.
Well, here's what Mark Zuckerberg said to the committee in August of 2024. Senior officials from the Biden administration.
On what time is the chairman asking this?
My time and Clemens ticking.
He hasn't gone yet.
Oh, okay.
Could we restore the time?
The gentleman yielded back, and it's my 5 minutes. Officials from the Biden administration, including the White House, repeatedly pressured our teams for months to censor COVID-19 content, including humor and satire. Did it happen, Mr. Mayo?
Chair, I would love to be sitting here talking about online privacy, but I'm here talking about what's happening on the streets.
Mark Zuckerberg lying to the committee when he said that?
I'm not here to speak about that.
Well, here's how it
works. I wish I was, but I'm here to speak about the most significant threat to free speech.
Mr. Price, let me ask. Here's how it works. Day 3 of the Biden administration, they send a tweet from the White House to Twitter, take down this tweet ASAP. It was a tweet from RFK Jr., and it was about COVID. So that's how it started, specific tweets. Then it progressed to policy. We have all kinds of documents we got in our investigation last Congress which show the policy. Change your policy. Leadership asked misinformation policy, a couple of teams on product policy to brainstorm some additional policy levers. So then it was broader. First, it's just a specific tweets. Oh, we got to stop this tweet from influential people. Then it's a broader policy. And now we got foreign governments trying to impact American speech. And it's so pervasive that you have individuals who put a Bible verse up that they're coming after. That's the progression this takes. Is that accurate, Mr. Price?
Yes, sir.
That's how it goes. One tweet. We don't like RFK Jr. Oh, by the way, everything RFK Jr. said in that tweet was true. Back to Mr. Kiley's point. So many things they said to take down were true. I bet Mr. Linehan would agree with that too. That's how it goes. Sometimes the thing they want to censor is the truth. That's how this works. This is, oh, by the way, Mr. Linehan, when they arrest you, were there cameras there? I'm just curious. No. How about you, doctor? When you were charged, how was that? How did that happen? Oh, let me go back for a second. I was curious about this too, Mr. Linehan. When you were apprehended at Heathrow Airport, what did the police officers say? What did they say to you? Did they say, were they coming in aggressive? Or did they say, hey, man, we're sorry. This is ridiculous. We got to do our, How did that go down?
I got that impression that they felt a bit embarrassed about it, yeah. I mean, I think basically the UK police are now in this situation where they are trying to contain every problem that Keir Starmer doesn't want to talk about. And that's all they do.
Yeah.
We can't get burglaries investigated and rapists put in prison, but we can get the police.
They can arrest a comedian who tweeted something in the United States who's not even a UK citizen. They can do that.
Yeah.
And the police just like, oh, dude, sorry about this. We gotta do it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's an
My guess is it was the same with you, doctor. Is that right? I mean, did they say, maybe I'm wrong, but that'd be my guess.
Yes, my process started over 6 years ago, and there was a Pride parade in Finland, and my church, the leadership of the church, decided to support that parade, also financially.
Yeah.
And it was a shock to me, and I was afraid that this would undermine people's trust on Bible. And then it is not only about marriage or sex, but also about salvation of people. And that's why I wrote that Twitter update, where I took a photo from the Bible and made a question to the leadership of the church.
Yep.
After that, some citizen made a criminal complaint about my Twitter update, and police
did
started
the police come to your house? Did the police come to your house in charge? How'd it work?
The police started to investigate the case.
Yes.
And I was then interrogated by police in a small police room, which was a very unreal situation because just some years before I was a minister of interior. And then I was sitting there, the Bible was on the table, and the police was asking me very theological questions.
If I could, I just about out of time, Doctor, but I just want to say this. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's where it progresses to. Specific tweets, broad policy, foreign governments getting involved in American speech, and so focused on it that they're willing to come after a member of parliament who simply posted a Bible verse. And they know it's wrong, as evidenced by the police just said, like, dude, we're sorry, we gotta do it. They know it's wrong. And we can't even get the guy from the ACLU to admit that the previous administration censored speech. That's the state of affairs. That is the state of affairs. The fact that the guy from the ACLU can't even say, oh yeah, they did it. Mark Zuckerberg said it. We got all kinds of evidence of it, and it's so pervasive. They're even going after people, nice people like the doctor who simply put a Bible verse online.
Mr. Chairman.
I yield back.
All right, after watching that entire exchange, I think Jim Jordan made a strong point. The biggest thing that stood out to me was how many times he asked a simple question and how difficult it seemed to get a direct answer. Whether you agree with Jordan politically or not, that was hard to ignore. Jordan's argument was pretty straightforward. If government officials are contacting social media companies and pushing them to remove lawful speech, Americans deserve to know about it. What made his case stronger was his reference to Mark Zuckerberg's public statement about pressure from government officials during the COVID era. Jordan wasn't bringing up a random allegation. He was pointing to claims that have already become part of a national debate. Another point that caught my attention was Jordan's warning about how censorship can expand over time. It starts with a single post or a single topic. Then it grows into broader policies. Eventually, entire categories of speech can come under scrutiny. Whether you agree with every example he gave or not, that concern is worth taking seriously. The testimony from the international witnesses was also eye-opening. One witness described being detained over online speech. Another described being investigated after posting a Bible verse and questioning church leadership. Those stories raise important questions about where governments should draw the line when it comes to speech and personal beliefs. I also think Jordan made an important point when he argued that censorship is especially troubling when the information being targeted later turns out to be true. Governments, institutions, and experts can make mistakes. That's one reason free and open debate matters so much. Now, supporters of content moderation would argue that platforms have a responsibility to limit harmful misinformation. That's a fair argument and one that deserves discussion. But Jordan's focus was different. He was asking whether government officials crossed the line from offering guidance to applying pressure. For me, that was the central issue of this hearing. The moment that stood out most wasn't a dramatic confrontation. It was Jordan continuing to ask the same direct question and never really getting a clear answer. At the end of the day, transparency matters. Americans have a right to know what role government officials play in conversations with major social media platforms and whether free speech protections are being respected. Those are my thoughts, but I want to hear yours. Did Jim Jordan make a convincing case, Or do you think the witnesses had valid reasons for avoiding a direct answer? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'm Wilson, this is America Wake, and I'll see you in the next one.